2 people have been detained, another investigated in connection to Liam Payne's death. We got the details. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. An update regarding Liam Payne. There were some raids. Kim just brought the story to our attention. We're live. We were going through it. And apparently it was like 8 raids have been going on and trying to get to these associates or people who've been involved in, who they believe is involved in supplying the substances to Liam Payne, etc. Apparently one of which was a friend of Payne's. Liam's, I keep saying his name was Liam Payne. A friend and a hotel worker. So this is wild as we're going through and getting these details as they're coming about. 2 people have been detained, and the home of Liam Payne's friend has been raided in connection with the singer's death. On Wednesday night, multiple local reports confirmed that Buenos Aires police had detained a hotel worker and an alleged dealer, obtained access to her home, and an Argentine businessman who spent time with Payne while he was in the country. The 2 people detained are being accused of supplying him with the narcotics found in his system in an autopsy after he fell from the 3rd floor of Casa Su Palmero Hotel. One of the workers accused is a maintenance employee, while the other person is said to be a dealer in this case. La Nation reports that Payne's businessman friend, who had presented himself as Payne's manager, although he was not, was accused of abandonment of a person, which carries a possible sentence of 3 to 6 years behind bars. His accusation did not require detainment. Several outlets also report that the friend had failed to tell Payne's family that he was having issues with substances. According to La Nation, investigators tried calling the friend on the day of his death, but he never showed up. Following day, he spoke to police through an attorney. Authorities have raided 9 locations, 8 related to the 3 people who've received the criminal accusations. The 9th raided location was the room of one of the women said to have been with Payne hours before. Police seized 9 cell phones, 3 computers, 2 hard drives, and a jar of Mary Jane, per the outlet. The new investigation updates come as Payne's body was transferred in Great Britain on a British Airways flight for funeral services. According to the Post autopsy report, former One Direction died of multiple traumas, internal, external bleeding, cranial, because there's also reports that there's a video, Kim, a surveillance video that has come forward that does at least sort of confirm that, yes, he pretty much tripped off of this balcony, or fainted, I guess it was.
Fainted.
Correct?
Fainted. Been the word I've heard, yes.
And if he had not been on the edge of the balcony as he fainted, he may still have been here. They may have been able to stop this. That's what's so tragic about this. But the Casa Sur Hotel raided for the first time later this month, as we reported on before. We are heartbroken, Payne's family said in a statement last month. Liam will forever live in our hearts. We'll remember him for his kind, funny, and brave soul. We are supporting each other the best we can as a family and ask for privacy and space in this awful time. It's just tragic. He's so young. Such a bummer. Drug use is so for real a problem. People don't understand it. They try to blame the user. Oh, they're addicts. No, it is a problem that is hard to break. Right, Kim?
Absolutely. It's a disease, and it's so much more complicated than I think a lot of people give it credit for. I will say, I think there's been a lot of reporting on Liam that has been, for lack of a better term, very, very insensitive and at points invasive. Like, we remember when his passing was originally reported, TMZ actually posted photos of his body, which was just not appropriate in any way, shape, or form. And it has been reported that this video that does show, unfortunately, Liam's last moments will not be released at all, which I think is the right thing to do, because some of this press has just overstepped dramatically. And
including
I think you've got one up here.
The cemetery.
It's just insane. It's insane the way that he's being treated. It's just absolutely repulsive.
Yeah, it's horrifying. I don't get this. Look, I think a lot of people had questions legitimately, fairly, what happened? Who was in the room? There was questions of foul play in the beginning, but obviously I don't think that's what this was. This was clearly, I think as we're unfolding and more of this is coming forward, this was a substance issue. He clearly had issues, he had problems, and it's really sad to see these people, these leeches, this, I guess, businessman friend, clearly not a friend. It's like the other dude in the Matthew Perry case, his assistant live-in friend. These people are just, see a payday, I think. Same famous person they can keep just hopped up on something, take a piece of the money themselves, get them addicted. It is horrifying. And I'm grateful and glad to see that there's at least people now being caught, being charged. And Matthew Perry is the other example of this is starting to happen more and more. Now, granted, it's happening with celebrities, Kim, and not with the millions of people in the real world who don't have the famous fans and attention to warrant such investigations is what's really tragic about all this. But hopefully these types of cases will wake up these dealers and realize, you can't do this anymore. You can't just get it is scary, man. So I'm glad to see this. It does answer some questions, and I hope we get to the bottom of it. Again, these people have been charged. They'll have their day in court. But I think we'll eventually get some answers. I suspect with the video and everything else, and knowing what's in his system and the surveillance videos, etc., I'd imagine this hopefully was a much easier case to crack. You know what I mean, Kim? Of who went in the room. Okay, we question these people. Where did it come from? Clearly, people ratting out other people, and you get to the bottom of the details. Any other thoughts or questions or worries on this case?
Not so much worries. I think this has been a very unique situation in the sense that Liam's father has stayed in the area to assist with the investigation as much as possible. And it sounds like as his body has now left and returned to the UK, that the family will be there and they're going to continue with their funeral planning. And we'll find out more probably then as time goes on. But I think with the charges that have been laid and the arrests that have happened, we are likely going to have a trial. I don't know what the legalities are surrounding Argentina and the way that they will allow the public to know details of the trial, but I think we're going to probably get more information in the weeks to come, and I just hope that the press can be respectful and that we as people can be respectful in this incredibly difficult situation. And good job to the police for taking this seriously and tracking down these people. I mean, 9 raids is crazy. 9 raids this week is wild.
9 raids.
9 raids.
One of the suspects is the person who accompanied the artist on a daily basis during his stay at the city of Buenos Aires. Second suspect, hotel employee accused of. But this is the friend, I guess, who is his manager. And that's what happens with these celebrities. They get them hooked up on something. They then manage them. I'm sure there's eventually the, hey, sign this contract as well type of things that happen sometimes in these cases. It's horrifying. I do feel for these celebrities. He's going through his own issues. They have their own emotions too. They're real human beings. Most people don't treat celebrities that way. They expect a lot from them. He's going through his own issues he's got a kid and ex-wives, etc. Clearly a wonderful dad, loved his son tremendously, talked about him often. It's all just very incredibly sad. And so because he's suffering, going through his things, it's these leeches, it's these disgusting scum of the earth who connect up to them, leech off of them, get them hopped up on something. And I hope if that's really what happened here, we're able to expose and put this guy away for the time that's needed so he can't do it to others. We will keep you posted as more comes in, but that is the latest update regarding Liam Payne. So tragic. And I know fellow One Direction bandmates have all been heartbroken, sharing their thoughts as well, but at least we're starting to finally get some answers. So stay tuned. We will keep you updated on that as well. Now I want to pivot over to another story too. I'm adding my stream markers. We'll see if this worked, if there's chapters on this video. I want to go straight into this.
Gosh.
I want to go into this.
I love your comment.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is wise, King.
I cannot.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet. Kim and I are losing it because, King Combs has decided to take over his dad's Instagram. And, tune in, folks, because he's going to show us what it's like to be a King Combs. Kim, you ready for this?
No.
What's up, y'all? It's King Combs. And right now, I'm taking over my pop's Instagram. We're going to be posting videos by spreading, good energy and taking y'all down memory lane and all the positive things he did. So stay tuned and watch this. Let's go. We love you, Pops. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pops. This is such a strange thing to do. I don't know why he's doing it. I know why he's doing it, because he's just completely full of himself, completely out of touch, and thinks this is going to help things when this is just not going to help things at all. Diddy shouldn't be on Instagram right now while he's facing charges. That's not what celebrities who are facing charges ever do. And nor do they give their camera phones to their kids to do it instead, Kim. This is absolutely absurd. But for me, it sadly reiterates, like, this guy's a terrible father. Like, one of the worst. Diddy, one of the worst fathers I can imagine. Because you have one job as a parent, as a dad, to protect your kids, right? Protect your kids, and instead he's throwing them to the wolves. Now, granted, I guess King is now an adult, right? He is not a minor, so he can do what he wants, but still, a parent's job never ends, guys. And this is his son. Diddy should be like knowing better to say, don't you dare go online right now. Let me figure this out on my own. I'm not going to exploit you and my kid and the other kids. I want you to guys, I appreciate the love and support, but focus on you. This is not a good idea. Kim, is my parental fatherly instinct wrong on that? Is this how you'd advise your kids?
No, I think you're completely right. I think this is so messed up on so many levels. Simply, okay, let's just even talk about it from the legal perspective. King Combs has a civil suit against him. He has been accused of SA, of a young woman who has come forward with her name. And quite bluntly, if I was him, I don't think I would be saying much in the press at all, because again, anything that you say could be used against you, and so for him, I think that this is a really stupid idea on that front. Secondly, Diddy right now is trying to get a gag order to silence witnesses, to silence victims, to silence law enforcement, to silence everybody that wants to say something about this case that could potentially look bad on him, while simultaneously having his kids making statements, his mother making statements. Now his son is taking over his social media. I thought the idea with the gag order was that both sides are supposed to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. But I guess they're not really catching that memo. And then he's going, we're going to remind you of the positive. This is the problem. Even if you remind me of the positive, that almost makes it worse, because I don't think anybody is trying to discount the influence that Diddy has had in the music industry. That's not the issue here. We know how influential he is. It almost makes it worse because we're remembering how long this has been going on, how much power this man had, how many people he could have potentially hurt. How devastating must this be to his fans? This isn't going to do what they think it's going to do. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and let's look at what he's already starting to do, which is my pop's motivation to making music is always to make us dance and feel good. Happy birthday, pops! And then he has like the worst quality clips. I don't know. He couldn't get better like a better screen cap off a thing. Anyway, he's just trying to all this. I can't play because it's music, guys. But all this shitty Sean Combs music and stuff. Victory, P. Diddy and the fam. Who you know, do it better. Anybody? I could literally list anybody, Kim. I mean, Taylor Swift, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Drake. I mean,
are we going to get a sequel
Kendrick
now to
Lamar.
pick a side?
I mean, I could go forever on who does it better, Kim. No?
No, but don't we need a part 2 of his diss track against the FBI of pick a side so I can hear him yell at me to suck his D while he has an accusation of having forced, interaction with someone?
Oh, and don't worry, Kim. The FBI, they missed the wrong house. Oh, the tapes are there. Yeah. Yeah, boy.
Oh, shit. Another one.
I'm King Combs. Yo, feds, you missed the wrong house.
Oh, shit.
How dumb are you? Oh, the baby oil is over there. You missed it. That's King Combs. Sorry, I don't mean to make an impression. I'm just like, yo, FBI, you forgot we have all the evidence in the other house.
Another one. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Wait.
This kid is so dumb. So dumb.
When you get loud, I can't hear you at all, so all I'm hearing is the siren. The whole thing is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
He is so dumb. Like, so dumb. So
stupid.
Finally got my stupid button in. I It's an ego, Kim, right? There's an ego to this Combs family, and King exudes what his dad exudes, so it makes sense, like father, like son. But this is not the time for ego. It's not the time for ego. And I don't know what he's thinking. Because it's like, let's look through what we know Diddy is done. He's an abuser of women. It's proven. I don't care what Cassie did. There's no justification for what he did to Cassie. So we already know. And at the same, now he's also known for really extreme, crazy sex stuff. Whether he wants to argue about consent or not, I find it hard to believe that everything the feds have found is false. There's enough there, King, that read the room. This is not the time to go defend your weird sex perv dad with thousands of bottles of baby oil. It's a real bad look. Like, he needs to defend himself before you come out this hot, playing like, who the best? Who's better, Kim?
I can't. I mean, I know we can't read it, but the second comment on the first post, the one under yours, I feel like that sums it up so beautifully.
All the positive things he did, like, and he finds 700 S toys in this N-words crib. Yes, they did.
Seriously, stop.
The Diddy party. We should read some of these. Diddy party got a new host. I still can't get the Cassie video out of my head. 100% presidential pardon, and everybody else has switched. Gone. Oh my God! I don't think Trump's gonna do that one. Trump gets accused of a lot of stuff.
I mean, did you
Trump's
see who was photographed with Diddy recently?
Who was? Trump was?
No. Well, who was Trump was photographed with? A certain Busby.
Oh, was he? Mm-hmm. With Tony Busby? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that.
He got flowers on his Instagram. If you want to go look that up. So I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, so Trump's going to be in with the lawyers, right? Not Diddy. Nice try, Lil Diddy. I know, seriously. I think we need to nickname King Lil Diddy now.
No, I call
that's
him
like the worst. I can't think of a worse rap name than, hey, everybody, introducing Lil Diddy.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
It's just so uncomfortable.
What's up, Lil Diddy? Oh, you're not as bad as your dad, but you're still pretty bad. Oh, look at Lil Diddy.
Oh my gosh.
You move and talk like your dad and not in a good way. I can tell he touched you too. Oh my God. We love you all day. Facts. Okay. Nuh-uh, Little Diddy. Oh, hell no. We don't want memory lane. That's from a Kanye West memes. I tell a young man to support his dad is not telling him to support his dad's actions. He's his own man, y'all out here to want every black man to turn his back on their family just because of a few of y'all are miserable on this timeline. Ain't never had no father, ain't never had no real loving. Like, you don't bother me, all, not God. Oh my God. Diddy, I'm underage. Nice try, Diddy Jr. Maybe it's time to lay low. Yikes. All I know is I found his next post. You ready for this one, Kim?
Mm-hmm.
Exclusive. We have a popcorn exclusive. King Combs' next post. Ain't no party like a Diddy party! Diddy Kong is back and ready to join the fun in the new Mario Party Jamboree game. I don't think this is a real Nintendo tweet, but can you imagine if it was?
I hope it's really not. Nintendo, I can't. I mean, they might strike us just for showing a picture. Stage the way Nintendo is, but like, oh my gosh, yeah, Nintendo, what the actual... What the actual
F, King Combs? Get off Instagram. Stop trying to hype yourself up. This is not the time or the place. Read the damn room, Little Diddy, and let your dad fight your cases before you come out like this. Now, if you prove us all wrong, you can come out hot all day long. Bravo, you do it. You go get that comeback. Until then, shut up. This is not helping. Oh, and then I missed one. Let's bring out Notorious B.I.G. because of course, I'm sure he'd love that. I'm sure Biggie would love this. I'm sure Biggie's mom loves that King Kong's now throwing King Kong. I'm going to call him King Kong. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. King Kong's out there posting now Biggie again because, you know, we got anything we can do to deflect and remind people.
He ain't see a big guy.
Biggie's mom said something, right?
Yo, all I know, man, is just...
Hey, remember how good Diddy was? No, it's always remember how good Biggie was? Because Biggie actually was good, Kim. Biggie was the talent, not Diddy.
I mean, Andy, I just sent you 2 links. The first is just to back up what I was saying before. There is a story from Tony Busby saying that he got flowers from President Trump. And then the second is a lovely article, one of the last things we heard from Biggie's mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't save this quick enough, but yes, he did. Okay, fair, interesting. And then Miss Wallace declares she wants to slap the daylights out of Sean Combs. Exactly. I remember this one specifically. I think she's going to want to do even more than that as more and more comes forward as we do get to the bottom of who is really behind Biggie's.
Christian. Read the room.
Who's really behind Biggie's unalivement, Kim? Because the more I've looked down those wormholes, Diddy seems like he had a hand in both Tupac and Biggie's, is what a lot of theories are out there. So again, yes, Kim said it right. Read the room, King. You don't know how to read a room, and that does not help your case or your cause. This looks awful. Awful. Now I got 2 videos. If I don't know which one I'll end on, but we got 2 of them if I'm desperate. I've been keeping tabs. And all right, we're still here. I stream marked her. I don't know if these stream markers work. That's going to be pretty damn impressive. We got another story. Ready for this one?
Yep.
It was here. I mean, I guess we kind of already talked about this with herself, but that's the perfect opportunity to get us into Jaguar. Here we go. Jaguar Wright dropped a nuke at the end of last... I thought I had her. Jaguar Wright dropped a nuke at the end of our part 2 interview. We got to discuss. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm live with It's Kim. And man, Kim, those Jaguar Wright interviews, we've already dropped 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, get ready for 3. I got a lot of texts and reactions from you guys all reacting to it. I feel like, we did deliver on those. She came through. A lot of people are reacting to these Jaguar Wright clips. There's a clip I want to play in particular. Before we go there, I was just curious, what was your take on parts 1 and 2 of the interview so far?
I thought that they were very interesting. I love to hear Jaguar's perspective. I do feel like I need to stress that these are her opinions and her speculation and what she believes, not necessarily reflective of Popcorn Planet as a whole. But we're very happy to have her. We're very lucky to have her. And I think you two had a great conversation from the sounds of it, like from what I could see. And I know you expressed that you guys had a lot of fun, and I'm really glad to hear that, and I'd love to see her come back.
For sure. Yeah, I really had fun. I even told it to her, and you'll see it at the end of 3. I'll tease you a little bit, but I literally at the end of it, I'm like, everyone seems to be scared of you, but you're lovely. And she laughed. She's like, yeah, no. And so I think it did well. I think we had a nice conversation, and she let me push a little bit here and there, which I was worried she might be not based on some other interactions I've seen, but she sort of even admitted it, like, yeah, no, if you're telling the truth and you're being respectful, I got no problem with you. It's when the people disrespect her that she, pushes back, rightfully so. But I want to play this clip, and Kim is right. Full disclaimer. I'm confident that Jay-Z and Beyonce are going to say this isn't true. Now, that doesn't mean it's not true. I don't know what the truth is, Kim. That's the problem here.
Yeah.
And she's sharing an opinion here, but it sounds like more than opinion to me. So that's why I feel like this is pretty news. We have a woman claiming Jay-Z did something to her. And I want to play this. And I thought if she came in, I wanted to lean a little bit harder because I didn't follow up on this in part 3. We go somewhere else. But as I watched it, a lot of you caught the end of the video, and I thought we got to discuss this.
There was foul play with Aaliyah. And after hearing what Mary J. Blige had to say about it, when she even said it out her own mouth that it was an unalivement, and then she tried to reword it with a spiritual unalivement, and then she further went on to say she got scared because she knew she was going to be next. Why does nobody look at what's there? Now, Jay-Z has had relationships with many underage girls, and they consistently keep trying.
This is Jaguar Wright talking, not me.
Not
I don't
us.
actually know if that's true.
We don't know.
I don't know if that's true, but Jaguar's saying it. This is her opinion, her comment. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. But again, we have to hear people's testimony to, figure out what we believe and have responses.
To pass that off. was 14 and a half, going on 15 when he started sleeping with her. And I'm not saying allegedly, Sean. And you're lucky I signed the NDAs that I did. Otherwise, I would tell them about all the things that I did with you when I was underage. But I signed the paper and I took the money.
We don't know.
Now, I even just so we're clear on this, also, Jay-Z and Beyonce's attorney has said that your allegations are demonstrably false. Piers should have known better. I don't know better. I just wanted to reiterate what Spiro has said, that this is on her other appearance on Piers Morgan. But I mean, there was so much said there that I kind of had a brain dump, Kim, because I kind of didn't really fully process what she said in the moment, to be fair. My bad as an interview, because I should have picked that up tremendously and been ready to go. And I'd love to follow up with her, and hopefully we can. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's a huge thing. And from what I've gathered, I don't think she's ever really admitted this before. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. I don't think she's ever acknowledged that she signed an NDA with Jay-Z. And that's a pretty telling big reveal that drops at the end of this part 2. She says a lot. So if you missed it, go support it. It's getting, she warned me that I'd get shadow banned, or at least the episodes would, when she came on. And I've noticed they are a little slower, but your interest is still pushing it. So please watch them again if you haven't already. But one, I'm not saying she's lying. I'm not doubting it. But I'm my first question, if I get a chance to talk to her, well, how did you sign an NDA if you were a minor? Yeah. Is my first massive question, which I know a lot of you have as well. And I hope she'll have an answer or be able to explain it. But Kim, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
The other question I have is that usually, I mean, NDAs, they don't protect criminal activity, has been my understanding. So I have a lot of questions about that specifically, but at the same time, I tend to take a stance that with anyone that comes forward with an allegation, I will cautiously believe until I have a reason not to. And I can't ignore that, a lot of people come for Jaguar and they say that she says a lot of things that aren't true, but I've yet to see someone really come at her for defamation for anything she said. So that makes me question, and I know she has made allegations in the past. I don't know if this is an exact first on our show, but it was the first time she said on our show. But I know that she has said a lot of very intense things, and I think that the stories that she has and her life experience needs to be shared. And I'm very thankful that she chose to be here, and she's a fan of what we do. But I can't say that she's a liar when I haven't seen any proof really that she is. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not calling her a liar. I got questions, and she seems, what I was most impressed by her was she's, asked me, go ahead. She told me at the beginning of the interview, nothing's off limits. Ask me whatever you want. I won't hide anything.
That's awesome though.
And I was like, all right, cool. And and as I talked to her, I'm like, just so we're clear, like, I'm not going to disrespect, and I don't want to, ever sandbag you. Here's some of the stuff we're going to talk about, but she's like, I don't care. Do whatever you want. I'm like, good. I may push back a little bit, ask some questions. And she's like, bring it. So there's a misconception out there I've seen from others that she's aggressively or loses it or whatever. Completely opposite experience. And I know some of you messaged, and I saw some comments when I looked at one point, and I was for once getting compliments on my interview, because they're like, you actually got her to be calm. They were like, every time she's there, she's losing it. And I think because I was respected and did the homework and tried to really talk to her and get to it. And she did allow me to interject. So sometimes some people are afraid to, but I tried to, as respectfully as I could, weave in, you know what I mean, Kim, to like not push, but like, because I think she has a lot of stuff she's thinking about, and she goes off, and like I do sometimes. I pivot, or I go down a tangent. Exactly. And I tried to bring her back to hey, oh great, I want to hear that, but wait, what about Beyonce? What I wanted to make sure I could follow through and get some of those things, which I think we did well, and I really applaud and appreciate the conversation. Now, all that said, I appreciated also that she had my back and sort of me making it very clear this is all allegedly, in her opinions, and I'm not confirming anything she's saying as true. I don't want to get sued, but if, they try to come at me for this interview, I'll be honest, I had a text from somebody when they were watching it. They're like, oh my God, did you just air her accusing Jay-Z of being with minors? Your allegations I did. It's that, but she said it, not me. And I made it very clear that, this is her, this is her accusation. I did my best I can with the disclaimers and everything. Like, I'm not doing this with malice or knowing better. No. I don't know the truth. And I don't believe that she's just demonstrably false, because the other reality that she said in that interview, Kim, which I think is really important. And again, this is her telling me, I don't know how true it is, but she claims to have spoken to Pierce. And she's made it clear Pierce didn't get sued. Pierce didn't get served. Alex Spiro called or emailed Pierce. That's what happened. Literally, it kind of just was like, yo, dude, what are you doing? Stop it. Or else. It was a threat that something's coming. And Pierce politely just did it. Now, why he just did it, I have a million reasons and thoughts in my own head. I don't know. It could be because the network's more complicated. The legal team there is more complicated. There's a lot more money, obviously, behind his network, and that changes things. It's not just always his call. He may have negotiations where he doesn't want to rock the boat over a clip that's already sort of has had its piece. You know what I mean? So he may have just said, look, just trim it. It's kind of shocking he did, but at the same time, he's not really in this to expose Diddy or anybody. He's a news program, and every day he's got a new debate he wants to get to. So I can kind of see where he's coming from. But the big question is, like, would they sue us, Kim? Like, would they come at me for this? Because if they did, as I was talking to people who were sort of like, are you sure you want to risk this? I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm risking because I'm not saying it, for one. And two, like, is it true? I don't know. Tell me it's not. Tell me what. Come on the show and say otherwise. Or, sue her, which she literally says very clearly, especially in part 3. We get there a little bit more because Kim, but the audience will know. Part 3 is really, we did a segment called Diddy Hero or Diddy Villain? And I think you guys are going to do this. It's juicy. She goes in and I rattle off about 10 names, people. And I ask her, like, is this a, in your mind, based on your experiences and what you've heard and known, is this a good guy, a bad guy? Why? And she did not hold back. She did not hold back. And she delves into, I will tease a little bit, J-Lo and Kevin Hart and Leonardo and Harry and Meghan and Per Steph. She goes off on each of them in sort of the show. And it was pretty fun, I got to admit. And I'm like, we got to do this again. She said, sure. So if that episode tomorrow does well, we'll drop that one tomorrow. We'll have to build a new list and bring her back for Diddy Hero or Villain Volume 2, because it was interesting to get her insight in this. And she doesn't hold back, Kim. She does. I'll take that back. She holds back. She doesn't give it all out. And I realize that's not because she doesn't have it to give. She is careful with her words. Yeah. But I noticed you can sort of, if you're a good interviewer and you do it, you can get her to reveal a little bit more than maybe she was planning to. And if she gets passionate or emotional, it's like kind of me. Like I'm an open book and I will go there. But I did sense that, I did not get a vibe that she was, this clout chasing liar that Vlad and others have put out there. I think that's completely unfair. I have seen her get upset with people, but I have too. I don't judge anybody by that. And my interaction with her was very lovely, and I had not a problem with her. Again, I have no issue. She didn't have any issue. It was a good conversation. And I don't know if it's all true, though. And I told her that, and she at least also acknowledged, cover your ass, do what you got to do. But from the comments, Kim, people are on Team Jaguar. My God, you guys really do believe her. That's very telling as well as think. Have you noticed that? Her support is pretty massive.
Yeah, I think she does have a lot of support behind her. And I think ultimately we're trying to do the best that we can. We're listening to our legal teams. We're not doing anything with malice, and we just want the truth. At the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We want to know what really happened here. And I do so appreciate her coming on and giving us a shot. I think it's very kind of her, and I think our audience has been very receptive. And I mean, let me know in the chat, guys, if you want to see her back. Put a 1 in the chat and let me know. But I think I know what the answer is.
Linda, thank you, Linda, for the tip off. She says Jag has talked about NDAs in other podcasts, but I don't think she's ever said that she had taken the money to stay silent. Okay. They won't cease and desist her because that might open up the doors for her to be looked into or asked about witness something else, which would lead to possible more discovery. Exactly. That's why they're not, like, look, she went on a show, Piers Morgan, to a lot of people saw that show. A lot of people saw that. That wasn't just some little rinky-dink thing. Millions of people watched that. It went international news. It was a big deal. And for Jay-Z and Beyonce's reaction was just to go after it all, the damage is done, for them to just like sort of threaten Pierce with a sort of slap on the wrist. I don't know. If they really are truly aggressively trying to defend themselves and say this is bullshit, why aren't they going after her? It doesn't make sense to me. At a certain point, it's too much. You got to shut her up, and they can. They have plenty of money and resources to do it. So that's what's even more strange. For other people, it might not be possible to fight for your right, Kim. You know what I mean? Because you can't afford to do it properly. Mm-hmm. But you got literally one of the best lawyers. I will give Alex Spiro all the credit. He is a fantastic fucking lawyer, and you're not going to use him to shut her up? I find that incredibly telling, Kim. Incredibly telling.
It definitely
now, does that mean
some questions.
Everything Jag says is true? No, I'm not going to give her that. I just think that's too much. I'm sure some of it's a little, recollections may vary, whatever. But I do believe a bulk of it is, or could be, for sure. And I think that's why they're afraid, exactly like Linda says, right? If they open up that discovery, she's going to get 10 more million things about her, because to me, that makes it sound like Jay-Z and Beyonce do have something to hide. Do you disagree?
I mean, I am so confused sometimes about the Jay-Z and Beyonce stuff, because I have heard so many things and I don't know anymore what is fact and what is fiction. It's very confusing. And I will say, I don't know if this is because they've been advised to do this legally, but the fact that neither of them have really said anything about this Diddy stuff is concerning. And I look kind of sideways at everybody right now that was close to him that hasn't said anything after the Cassie tape.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it doesn't take much for you to even say, like, that tape is disgusting. I'm so upset right now. I'm so sorry, Cassie. You know, if you know someone who's in a DV situation, here are some numbers you can call. Our society doesn't need this in it. This is not okay. And that does not, throw themselves under the bus. It doesn't mean anything. I don't see how that could backfire on them, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's nothing. What is wrong with you saying DV bad? That's all I'm asking for at this point.
With all J-Lo, all of them. It's like,
yeah.
And I asked her that. You'll see this on part 3, because we talk about J-Lo, and I'm like, what can she do at this point if she's not involved? And she made the point, and she'll elaborate more when you see it tomorrow, but it's too late. It's too late. Yeah. She missed the opportunity. And I do think she's right. Like, I don't know how J-Lo comes back. And Jag says it. J-Lo is terrified. J-Lo is terrified of some of her involvement. Now, how involved is she? Who knows? But to me, based on what's her name, Tatiana, in the club, like, she's coming at her hard. She's coming at her hard. And Tatiana, yes, thank you. The victim in the shooting. She absolutely is calling out J-Lo. Absolutely calling her out.
But the thing is, like, Andy, I understand J-Lo not saying anything because there is that legal event that did happen, right? Like Shine went to prison over it. She may have been told by lawyers, don't say anything. Just don't say anything because of that, right? But when it comes to Jay-Z and Beyonce, when they seem to be so close, when they did so many business dealings, and at this time, I don't believe there has been any, like, crime charged to the both of them, or that Jay was taken into custody over something to do with Diddy. I just don't understand why you wouldn't say something. That's all.
Good question. I don't know if I'm using this, but I think I might just let all 3 of those be a topic. We've been trying to test out a longer version of our live as sort of the podcast version. And honestly, that felt like a pretty good 1, 2, 3 episode installment of what this could be. Tell me in the comments. Do you like me to make these lives a little longer? Yeah, we're still going to trim the full one, but the 40-minute episode where we go through a few topics, is that better? What did you think? Tell me down in the comments below. Make sure you support It's Kim as well. We're not done here in our live. We're going to keep going. But I'm just figuring out what to trim, and I thought maybe we'll try that one. So we'll see. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, I see a lot of you watching. Can you just double check for me right now? Are you still subscribed? Hit the bell, hit the like, and you can leave a comment when you see those videos. When you get those notifications, make sure you go click them and watch them. And tell me your thoughts on Jaguar and that nuke she dropped at the end. What do you think? Do you buy it? Do you buy it? Do you want to hear from Jay-Z and Beyonce? Tell me down below.